Hey, Jen.
Hi, good afternoon.
Welcome to another episode of Heim Time.
Yes, welcome.
Hey, did you hear that article came out today that we're in the top 50, Clarksville is, of Money Magazine? So
Best
second
place
time we've been
to
ranked.
live. Yes, yay us.
Yeah.
Good job. Top 50 across the whole country.
Yeah.
Best places to live.
Yeah, they mentioned about LG Chem, wage, median price of the houses is $325 within Montgomery County. So cost of living is down and good job. So
Right,
good
lots of
strong
new
job market.
industries. Good.
Fun stuff there.
It's exciting.
So what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about, there's just things flying. I'm seeing ghosts. Today we're talking about selling your home and things to do and the step-by-step and improvements and maybe things not necessary and what order those should go in, etc.
Yeah.
So you want to sell your house? Seller wants to sell their house. I will tell you what I always hear. I want you to come by. We want to sell our house, but we have a whole bunch of things we still want to do really quick, like before you come by. Is that what you hear often as
It
well?
is what I hear all the time.
And what is your response?
Probably the number one thing that I hear. Don't do anything until we walk the house.
Right? I'm like, don't clean it. Don't do anything. Don't stress. It's fine. Let me come and take a look. And then you can show me what it is that you are thinking of knocking out. So it's one thing, obviously, to do like touch up paint here, paint everywhere. Seems rough. I don't know.
It does. And I think that we'll talk about the market, right? So during your peak of COVID, right, when interest rates were down and even over the last, we'll say till about a year ago, you can stick a sign in the yard and houses are moving right now.
Yeah.
So, your median day or average days in the market right now is, in the 40s.
Yeah.
And
Taking
in
a while.
Tennessee, it's actually 4.3 months right now is the average.
Interesting.
The stats that just came out yesterday for Tennessee. So we're seeing a little bit of shift. Obviously, we have been for a while, right around what it was a couple years ago till now. Montgomery County as a whole has really picked up, right? We're starting to see more showings on our listings. It's still taking more to sell that and having that skill to do that. But we're seeing more traffic in the houses and things there. So now it's kind of going over to what you're just saying is how do we present and put the best foot forward? Is it worth doing something? Is something there? So, which is what a lot of the questions we're going to ask now, right? So,
Sure.
Number one is on the list is, what needs to be done. It kind of just depends, right? And the best thing to do is, as the joke goes, sit down and talk to us, right? Talk to a realtor. Sit down and let's
Call us.
Call us. So I'll let you jump back into that.
So reach out. Don't do anything. Don't even dust. I mean, you can dust if you want. I am not a duster, but if you want to dust before I come over, I won't notice probably, but feel free to do it anyway. Let us come by, walk through the house with you, and you tell us things that you think are concerning because you see it every single day. And these are the things that get on your nerves about your house. That's usually what I hear, right? They're immersed in it. So it's like, oh, that drives me crazy, or oh, this is so ugly. And then I can talk to you about that. And then also lots of people I feel like want to do larger things that can be more costly and possibly not necessary. Maybe wait until potentially it gets asked of you to do.
What are examples of that? What are you seeing?
I don't know off the top of my head. Sometimes if things are broken, surely if it's something that's going to like be an eyesore, but let's just say garage door doesn't open right or something, that'll be called out. It may or may not be something that is of concern to a buyer.
Yeah.
And so maybe don't spend the $400, $500, whatever it would be to get that knocked out and taken care of. In turn, you may end up spending that towards something that is concerning to a buyer. Another one that I get your input on this. Should people want to have a professional clean done before photos? What are your thoughts?
I think it's decluttered, depersonalized, right? And that's a good there. Most photographers, I know ours, some will touch them up a lot. Some will get a cell phone photo, it'll go. But I think it's just decluttered, depersonalized. They're not gonna, nobody's gonna be able to zoom in and see if there's a little
Dust on the ceiling fan.
And that kind of stuff.
Dust bunnies.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of just, a deep clean to me is like you're scrubbing baseboards, you're scrubbing like that kind of stuff. You're getting professional carpets cleaned. You're doing all that. I don't think you need to go there. I think, it's again, decluttered, depersonalized, but it comes down to each house, right? So the ceiling fan, maybe wipe that down, get up there with just a rag and spray it. It'll take 2 seconds to do.
Right.
The ones that I see are, I need to paint the whole house, or I need to, you take a 2,500 square foot house, you're going to be at $5,000-$6,000 to paint the house,
or more, probably,
or more, depending on who you go with, right?
Much easier to paint an entire house once it's empty.
Right. It is, and it's actually cheaper.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Because you don't have people that are moving stuff, right? You don't have everything being moved. And that might be something where it's like, okay, let's look at, like, I have a listing currently that when we started, like when we walked the house, that was something that came up. He's like, do I need to paint? Because he has a child that loves to get a hold of the crayon, and
little artist.
He is an artist.
Wall murals.
He is, and it was some nice, very, very, white walls in the house. So the house was his canvas.
Okay. Yeah.
So we went through and we said, okay, let's paint that. Let's do that. He decided to do it on his own. But that helps with photos, right? That can be called out in photos. But to your point around like a deep clean, a deep scrub, a basic Saturday afternoon clean is going to do just fine.
Right. And likely the buyers that are going to offer are going to want professional carpet cleaning. That is something we right now, since the market is not ultra competitive, we write that into our offers for our buyers. So expect that will come through. So it's a matter of preference. Do you want to spend $400 or $500 twice or not?
Yeah. And some of it is twice, right? Because they're not going to care if you get it professionally cleaned 2 months ago. They're going to want it
recently done.
So having that.
For sure. Paint is hard, though. Just go back to paint. I think that's the one that comes up the most.
It is.
Builder grade paint here is rough. It does not handle real life living very well, in my opinion. And what I've also learned, and many viewers may not know, once paint's been hanging out on your walls and exposed to sun, even though you have that little jar or can of quart, whatever, of the matching paint, it may not match exactly.
It may not match, yeah.
Due to fading or sun exposure, or however that works. So
if somebody smokes in the house, if somebody like all the things, right? It's
all
gonna
the
change.
things.
It's gonna change that.
I think that it's the ideal, sure, have freshly painted walls. Certainly something you can try to touch up. I see that all the time, rough touch-ups. I'm not sure what's the lesser of two, right? Rough touch-ups or scuffs and things in places. Definitely something a buyer could ask for. Not many want to move in and personalize their space with colors they love anymore, I don't think. Painting's hard. It's easy, but it's hard.
Painting's hard, and it's just, the trends are showing us, right, that the people that are going to do an accent wall, they're going to do an accent wall in like the primary bedroom with the cute little, somebody gets on Pinterest and starts rocking and rolling.
Yes, the little pattern.
wood
It'll be
design.
That'll be gone soon, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
And then everyone will be figuring out what to do with their wood patterned wall.
Tear it down and caulk or spackle it back up.
I don't know. Now there'll be like little things on Pinterest about what to do over the top of it.
Maybe.
So it's coming. I'm just going to predict that.
It's coming out. Yeah. So those things are, I think your paint is your big stuff, right?
Yep.
The biggest thing that I see is just the curb appeal of the house. Kind of rolling into that one. You want that presentation when they roll up to the house to stand out on the front elevation, or even professional photos, right? So, one, ask your realtor if they do professional photos.
And they should.
Whether
it's at a minimum super competitive market or not.
They should. I've never stopped doing professional photos. I don't think you ever did either, because
never.
It is a disservice to your client. Anyway, off that soapbox.
Curb appeal is the big one.
Curb appeal is a big one.
in Tennessee, in my experience, it is hard to have lovely curb appeal year round. I will say that. Grass is not good here.
But maintaining it, and I'm not even talking about like the grass, just when you walk up the little shrubbery and stuff in front of the house, make sure it's trimmed back, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's very, again, it's a Saturday afternoon. Take a couple hours and get some fresh sod, or not sod, but mulch put down there, trim the trees back, that kind of stuff. Because you want that house to pop, because people are clicking through when they're looking at emails or whatever, right? You're getting 25, 30 new listings that are hitting the market. You want yours to stop, that person to stop and click on it to go, let me look at this more, because this is a little bit different.
Right. So. Yeah, you want to stand out. So, of course, we'll come and talk about that as well. Decluttering, I know we touched on it a minute, but you're going to move anyway. Your desire is to move. That is the plan. Some of you, new jobs, new duty stations, whatever that looks like. So start taking things down.
What does declutter mean to you?
Declutter means that, well, it means your eye has spaces that are calm to rest and pause as you're observing a room. That's what it really means. But it means you don't have a lot of stuff. That's what it really means.
It means you don't have a lot of stuff, yeah.
And family photos, big one, huge one. Most people, I feel like, do know that. It's a privacy thing too. I don't really think I want my family's photos out on the internet in these listing photos. So take them down so that the family potentially, or whoever walks in, can envision their own families there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. When you get into the pictures, right, the photos are going to remain online forever.
Yeah.
Right? And if that's not something that you want to, the other declutter, depersonalize / there's, any kind of, to me, it's any kind of awards or things like that. It's just, again, taking those down, because that stuff's going to live online. Well, there's certain things that are security pieces, right?
So, yeah. Like if you're like a really good bowler or something, I mean, people might want to know that.
They might.
I do. When I'm doing showings and people have personal things like that, they like align with them. They like, if they're good at bowling too, it makes a connection. And then
again, differences of opinions.
It might be the thing that sways them to buy that house.
It may.
You should be proud of your good bowling scores.
Yeah. But if you're looking at the kitchen, right, some of the examples I give are, if you got stuff sitting on top of the fridge, pull that down.
Fridge top, yep. Magnets.
All the items on top of the, if you store stuff up on top of your cabinets, that you can see obviously there, because that just, even though you may not have a lack of storage space in the house, that just screams lack of storage space. And we want that to be minimal for, kitchen's a big one. Kitchen, primary bedroom, primary bathroom, right? All the soap dishes and stuff sitting up there, just put all that stuff under. And you can pull right back out after your photos, but during showings, you want to have that stuff put away. So
that is something else I tell my sellers, like, don't worry, I'll be there. We'll go room by room, because all the stuff you have in your shower needs to come out for that picture. All the kids' bath toys and all the things need to come out.
The life items.
And you see it every day too. Going back to that, you see it every day. So to you may not even think twice about it, but for us, and like how often we see homes and the way that they really should be staged as if you don't live there.
Right.
Then that's to your benefit. But yes, start putting things in boxes, start labeling things, get a bunch of the totes, whatever that needs to look like, and start putting things away.
Yep.
It doesn't need to look like sterile and like you don't actually reside there, but it needs to look clutter-free.
Yep.
Yes.
Good. What else?
Let's see. Well, we touched on a lot of it already. Start looking at things that, need attention. So missing light bulbs in fixtures. We see that a lot. Every time we go and do photos, that's a big one, actually. I should touch on this. When your house is going to be shown, you should open up all your blinds, all your curtains, turn on all your lights.
Yep.
So if you get the call, once we've already gone through the listing process, you've gotten the call, there's a showing, text, however you've been told, and you've accepted it. Yay. Someone wants to come see your house. You should turn on all your lights and open up all of your blinds and leave it that way, because it will show in its best light, literally. Yeah. And your light fixtures, you should get all new. Not all new, but certainly make sure that they're all working.
The bulbs. Yeah.
The bulbs. And maybe matching bulbs.
matching
these
colors and
LEDs
stuff.
or the warm white or the cool white or the whatever.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, because that's going to show up in a professional photo. I
Mhm.
mean, 100%. That's going to show a contrast there if you have,
Mhm.
you
Yes.
have two different bulbs and stuff. And I don't think it's too difficult to
I'm
do.
not sure. The cool white bulb, are we using that? Because I feel like warm white is the way to go.
I like cool white.
Do you? I feel like it reminds me of a dressing room at a store. You like the cool white? Okay.
You're talking about cool white is the
It's like a shade that you can purchase. Yeah,
that's
I guess.
cool white, right?
But warm's just, I don't know, warm.
Like the
We can
yellowish tint,
pull.
like
I
that.
want it to look yellow, but I think it just maybe looks warmer. Cool white, I feel like it's just like you're glowing. Yeah.
See, I have
Blue
I have a
base.
problem with I need as much light as I can get because I can't freaking see anything.
I love light. Don't get me wrong. It seems like I'm in a dressing room trying on bathing suits. That's what I think of when so not my favorite. Does not seem warm.
Not your favorite activity. It's called cool white. Anyway,
Yes.
I
think at my house, all of my bulbs are warm white. There you go. My house is very warm.
Your house is very warm.
Turn on the LEDs like ever. Because they're a lot.
Oh, I need them on all the time.
I mean, but all my blinds are open.
That's good.
So natural light. Anyway, little small
Squirrel.
Yes, that was
Here we go.
small things. So, what other small things? Certainly, if you have holes in your wall, maybe address those.
Patching and stuff. Yeah.
They make these great little products.
Here's a question. So let's say somebody has and switching gears a little bit.
Sure.
A lot of our clients have cats, dogs, all that kind of stuff. So
We love our pets.
we love our pets. I have two lovely doggies on myself. So what about if the carpet is kind of burred up in the corner? What do you do there? What do you suggest there?
You mean an animal has?
Cats like sharpened
Yes.
its claws for attack.
Yes. So that's a good question. Depending on where it is, certainly we need to disclose that.
Sure.
There's some carpet damage that has occurred. If it's in a spot that could be possibly addressed prior, maybe do that. My thought is, though, that same animal may do what
And
it
again.
did again.
Mhm.
So maybe not any value there to address it. Sometimes you can trim them back. I've done that. Little maintenance happening, and I have actually pulled us out of a closet before and became a carpenter.
Did you?
Yeah.
How'd it work out?
Oh yeah, not great. But it did what we needed it to do.
What, Jen? It's good. It's great. We have a good list of vendors that can help people with that
This is true.
So.
And the story behind that is that the buyer was very aware. I had the seller side. The buyer was very aware that it was there. We were just trying to not have it be flagged by the appraiser. So we got creative. I did some arts and crafts. We weren't hiding anything. Both parties were very much aware. We were just not trying to have it be something that had to be handled.
Yeah. But I think that's something that comes up quite. I've seen it more and more, right?
Agreed.
And maybe it's just everything runs in trends for a little while. But I think it just depends. Is it a little corner? Is it in the corner? Is it at a threshold?
Is it in the middle of the room?
Can you cover it up with a transition strip? Not covered up, but fix the issue that's there and still make it look cosmetically sound. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Also, another one I think is scratches on floors. And also wood trim that's been eaten by animals.
Oh, door frames.
Yeah, door frames and stairs sometimes. The
back door. I literally had one that was the doorknob on the back. They had a German Shepherd or something.
That wanted it out?
It literally just the handle was just crushed.
Aww.
You still turn it, but that's how you get the door open. He would bite on the door to get their attention, bite on the knob to get their attention, and then not in a bad way, but it was just on the inside of the door.
Buddy, he needs a bell or something.
We need a new door handle there.
Handle. Yeah. Sometimes weather stripping. My cat destroys my weather stripping around my door.
Yeah.
So it just looks ugly because I'm not going to keep. She's just going to keep doing it. And luckily, that's a pretty inexpensive fix.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to fix.
If I need to fix it. But yeah.
Yeah.
And wood floors too. So real hardwood.
Scratches.
There's lots of products, I think, to try to fill in those scratches.
Mhm.
I would recommend that.
Yeah. But again, it comes down to some people are like, well, we just need to replace the flooring. It's like, maybe we don't.
Right.
Let's look at that. So some of the tricks of the trade, I guess, is do we do a, not really trick, but do we replace, or those are the conversations I know I have at the table, right? Do we replace it? Do we allocate and understand what that may cost from an allowance standpoint? Do we offer a carpet allowance or a paint allowance or those types of things? Call it on the listing to attract people to say, hey, it's a known issue.
Acknowledging that it's an issue, I think, is important. However, people have different visions for what they want it to be, and let them kind of choose.
Yeah, one of the trends is like getting rid of carpet, right? Nobody wants carpet in the bedrooms anymore. Mm-hmm. What is that LPV? Because your options used to be really crummy vinyl carpet or hardwood, right? And the difference between nobody really wanted to do the really crummy vinyl.
The vinyl sheet.
The vinyl sheet, it was literally cardboard, and if you poured water on it and let the water sit there 5 minutes, the corners would just crinkle up.
It's a good time.
It was a great product. It's still out there, but the premium vinyl is actually like it's a plastic or rubber backing, so it's waterproof, which is great. So you're starting to see more people that just want that, and the cost difference between carpet and that is not a terrible difference.
Right.
So to your point, right? Do you offer an allowance to say, hey, I'll give you $5,000, let's say, for an allowance in this house. That flooring is premium flooring is going to cost $8,000 or $9,000. Okay, well, just as an example, not fact, but does it make sense where they're basically paying for half? I'm paying for half. So that's an option there. But those are conversations to talk through at the table with the client, and just again, it depends on where they're at with stuff around cash flow.
Yes.
That's a big one, right? Cash flow, do it. I want to do this, right? I had a gentleman the other day say, I need to redo the bathroom downstairs. And I was like, time out. The bathroom looked fine. It needed some paint. Okay. You don't need he was going to pull everything out. He's like, yeah, I was thinking like 10 grand. And I'm like, you're not going to get your money back out of it.
Right. That's a very good point. Return on investment.
Yeah. Cost versus value, right? We've talked about that in past podcasts, right? Cost versus value is not there. If it costs me $20,000 to do it, and it's pool's a great example. Oh, I'll put a pool in. Sure, it costs you $100,000 to put a pool in, but I'm only putting $20,000 if it's an in-ground pool, or $10,000 on, or an appraiser is only putting those numbers on there. Not even an agent, not even a realtor. An appraiser is only going to put X amount of value,
and you likely cut down your buyer pool anyway. Pool because of the pool, because of not everyone wants a pool.
Yeah, the client I was talking to was they had to do a retaining wall, like all this stuff for their pool in the backyard, which they were all fine about it, but they put about a little over $100,000 into it. The appraiser, they had the house appraised for a refi. He was like, you know how much they gave me? $5,000 for all this work in the backyard. And it's like, not saying don't put pools in here, not in the pool industry, but it's what makes sense at that time.
Right. I agree. I do hear that too. Sometimes though, what about unfinished projects? I see that a lot. Had all these grand ideas and then you ran out of time / money / whatever. Plans changed. So case by case basis, but show us what you've got going on and let's talk through it. We also, you mentioned vendors before, but vendors that could knock out whatever it is that needs to still be done, get paid once we close.
Yep. Not a lot are willing to do it.
Right.
I mean, we have a couple that are willing to do it.
We're grateful for them.
And I'm extremely grateful for them.
Well, and we can always write that in too as something to be completed. There's creative ways you can
to do it.
Get things handled. Certainly.
With accepted offer, this is these items will be knocked out.
Or knock it out a few days before closing so that we're fairly certain all is well in that department. But again, it comes back to setting your home up to be in its best light. And so if it's something that's going to really affect that, probably need to talk about it.
Yep. Well, a lot of good stuff. I appreciate you sitting down and talking about this, and hopefully our audience has gotten something out of this today. And if they don't, if they have any more questions, they can definitely reach out to us. We're always here. So
Absolutely. Feel free to reach out and don't remodel your bathroom this weekend. Call us first.
Call us first
Yeah.
if you're planning to sell.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Yes. Next time.